1,200 people. So all of the employees from all the restaurants, that if you have specific questions, I'd love for this at one point to get, so we're going to try to keep this up and do this every month so that it builds some steam. And we're also going to take this video and post it on the Facebook page. And where else did you tell me, Bruce?
We'll have a link to it on a e-blast that people can see.
Okay.
And one of the little things of going live, I just got a phone call, so it cut out for a minute. So if everybody's still back, it looks like that.
Okay. So if you miss this video, then we'll be able to post it so that you can share it. But anyway, I hope at some point there are so many people that are wanting, that have so many questions that I have to do 2 days worth of this video. I mean, I hope that there are enough people that start watching this that say, oh, this is cool. I can connect with the owner. I can specifically ask him, why is the uniform like this? Or can we get this for the summer? Or can we do this? So that being said, that's kind of the reason why we're doing this and how we're opening the door, so that you guys can have direct feedback and talk with me. And from there, I'm just going to open it up. I know we asked, for those, I hope that all of you are getting our employee email blast. We send one out once every month, I think. Mm-hmm. Sometimes if there's a lot of stuff, then maybe twice a month, but we're trying to limit it to once a month. Right now, we send that out to, I think currently our list is about 1,000 people. We can tell who's opening it and who's not, and there's only about 300 people opening it. I know we also take this stuff and we put it on, now we've started putting things on hot schedules as a way to try to let you know what's going on. I also put it out on Twitter, so that those of you that are following on Twitter that might see it. We put it on the employee Facebook page. So my goal is to always figure out ways to communicate with you without getting in your way. I know that you're being bombarded, and I'm not trying, when we send the employee email blast, my goal is always to send stuff that is not training related. I'm not trying to tell you how to sell more gift cards or sell more appetizers. I really am trying to tell you about things that I think are the most important things that are in our culture. So if we have a philanthropic event, or if there is if we're doing a trip to the Indians game, or the stuff that I think might mean more to you. So that's where this blast came out, is that we sent this out. And so my goal is, I hope that more and more people watch and see those things and feel like, all right, maybe I should get on the employee Facebook page every once in a while and just check in, or maybe I should make sure I'm getting the employee e-blast and kind of read through that and make sure that if there's anything that pertains to me, so that I can know what's coming up in the company. But we sent that out to ask questions in advance, and I didn't want that to be the only place. So if you have questions, like I said, as this thing goes on, feel free to shoot them to us, because Bruce is monitoring his laptop and all this stuff behind the scenes. So if you have things that you think about that come up, ask the questions now. It's open. But we did get about 10, 15 questions beforehand. So I'm going to let Bruce ask the question, then I'll try to rattle off a long-winded answer.
Okay, we had a couple of people ask a similar question, and that is, what is the best way to work your way up in this company, or what do you look for when you're promoting someone to like a manager or GM position?
That's a good one. As I'll start by saying that promotion from within is always my number one goal. So as we grow this company, the goal has always been to take people that have started from the bottom ranks and work their way up. And I have lots of success stories of people that started as dishwashers and people in the kitchen and hosts that just loved what they were doing and kind of worked their way up and became a trainer, and then became a bartender, and then became an assistant manager, and finally a manager. Those are my favorite stories. And that's not the only way we grow. We found that because we're growing so big and so fast now, that we have to also take people from outside this company and bring them in. So some people that have experience, that have worked in other chain restaurants or other restaurants as management, we'll bring them in. But those of you that are interested in becoming a manager, we've got a route that Jason Podell, our director of training, put together. And I kind of asked him to do this a long time ago. I said, there might be a server, a bartender, or somebody in the restaurant, somebody in the kitchen, any position in the restaurant that has interest in it. They think they might want to do it, but they don't know. So they don't want to go and ask to say, hey, I want to be a manager. But they want to kind of just figure out if that's right. We've got some online courses, basically, that we can send you. So if you want to do this, shoot me an email or shoot Jason an email, and I'll send you the link to do that. So basically it's stuff you'll do on your own time. It's just a few, I don't know, there's 5, 6, 7 different things, like readings that'll help you like decide how to deal with people, how to manage people, what happens when now you were a server or a host and now you become someone's boss that was your friend before, and how do you manage that relationship, or how do you deal with comping and voiding. And situations like that at a table? How do you deal with an angry guest? And so things like that. I think it's so. What I try to put that together as a way for you to kind of introduce you to management, to let you say, just to do a little bit of reading ahead of time to say, you know what, this sounds cool. It sounds like a job that I could do. I like it. It sounds interesting. Or you might say, you know what, this sucks. I don't want to do it. I have no interest now in reading all this stuff. So that's the first thing. The second thing I would do is shoot me an email. Shoot me an email. Shoot your general manager an email. Shoot if you know your VP of operations name and their email address, send them a message. I always say the squeaky wheel gets the grease. So meaning that don't feel like if you just work hard and do your job that you'll get noticed. Because unfortunately that doesn't always happen. I think sometimes it will, but I believe that if you let it be known, hey Scott, I've worked here for a year, I've worked here for a month, and I really like this company, I like the direction, I like the culture, I'm interested, I just want to put it out there that I am. Because once I know it, then we put you on our radar and we make sure that going forward, next time we need a manager, we got interviews for management positions, let's get that person in for an interview. So those are my recommendations, that if you are interested, that's the route you should go. And I would highly recommend, if you are an hourly employee and not a trainer, sometimes getting into that trainer role is a next step to management. In my opinion, it's kind of like an assistant manager, because you get a little bit more, your discounts go up, you get a little bit more benefits, and you're treated a little bit with a little bit more respect, just because you're training the future of the company. So if you are a trainer in my company, you deserve to have just a little bit more, because it does come with a burden. You're trying to teach someone how to do everything you're doing and teach them to do it right and teach them to do it well. So if we put that responsibility on your shoulders and that pressure, then that's your next step, in my opinion, to management. It doesn't have to be that way. It doesn't have to be I go from here to here to here. You can go from A to C by just by working hard, putting in some time, doing some extra research, doing some extra learning on the side, and then going to your manager, coming to me and saying, hey Scott, I know I want to do this and I know I'll do a good job. And then from there, we'll make it happen.
Okay, I want to remind everybody, it looks like we have 10 people watching live now. There's a little chat window there that you can ask questions if you want to, so you don't have to wait around and email us a question. You can do it right now live. But we'll go on to the next one. Employee outings. Do you have any planned, or when might the next one be, or any new ideas?
So the holiday party at some point will be coming back. I feel like I've said that a couple of years. But I've almost got my crew talked into it. The difficult part for us to do the holiday party is, number one, it always has to happen in January or February after the true holidays, because we're so busy in the holidays that we're all working, taking care of other people that are having their holiday parties. But if those that have worked in my company for a long time will remember, gosh, the last really big blowout that we had was about 5 years ago. And I rent out a big ballroom in downtown Indy at one of the big hotels, and we bring in a big gaming poker company where they'll bring in poker tables and blackjack and craps and roulette, and we kind of play for fake money, and then a bunch of real prizes at the end of the night that we let people buy and with their fake Monopoly money. So that will come back. I don't know if it'll be this next year. I'm hoping that this is the next year that we'll be able to do it. But before that, I think the next event is going to be the Indians game that we do in the summertime. It's usually late summer. It's usually a kickoff before school gets back in. It always is what we start that as the beginning of Employee Appreciation Week. So I know we just got done with our most recent Employee Appreciation Week a couple weeks ago. So the next one will be sometime around late August, I think, or mid-August is when the Indians game probably will be, and that's when. So it's fun. Those that haven't been, as long as we have enough people that sign up for your restaurant, we will close the restaurant at after lunch service, and then we have buses that'll pick you up. We come to Indy. It's all you can eat, all you can drink at the hotel or at the Indians Park, and then we watch a game, and then you bus back. And you need to be responsible, and you need to be good, because we don't always have that. Occasionally we have a few arrests and some things that shouldn't happen, and we don't want that to happen. But it's a great time. And so some of the restaurants close because they have great participation, and some of them we don't close because we still will do it. You still can come, but if there are only 10 of you from your restaurant, then you're most likely your restaurant will stay open. Some of the restaurants will send 40 people. So like I said, that always happens around mid-August, right before school gets back. There might be something before that. We're playing around with an idea of doing trying to do like either a kickball tournament or a softball tournament this summer, where each restaurant. So we'll do a tournament. So each restaurant will go against another restaurant. We'll kind of play in a bracket style and go against each other. So I love to do those kind of things. It's fun. It's the bigger we get, the harder it gets, just because we're located all over the state, and pretty soon it's going to be even harder to try to get people from Florida to come up and play us, or people that are at Champaign in Illinois. But those are the next events that I know of for sure.
Okay, you just mentioned Florida and Illinois. Any other new locations creeping up or on the way?
So we have got a busy the next 5-6 months is going to be crazy. In May, we open the Doghouse on Butler's campus. The Doghouse, Scotty's Doghouse, is essentially Scotty's Brew House with a different name. So it'll have a different look. It'll look a little bit. It's very Butlerized. A lot of bulldogs everywhere. A lot of references of Hinkle Fieldhouse and things like that. It's gonna be really fun. It's gonna be an awesome looking. It's very cool looking. It's in a great spot. First bar and restaurant on their campus in 200 years. We are the only bar on campus, so it's gonna be, in my opinion, pretty phenomenal. Or at least for sales, it's gonna be great. So that's in May 10th, I believe. You'll get an invite to that. So employees will, I believe, the couple days before that, watch your email again. We usually invite all the staff that can make it to the friends and family event for lunch or dinner service. So just keep an eye out, and you'll see an invite come for that. After that, in June, is slated to open the Florida unit, Punta Gorda. Punta Gorda is between Sarasota and Fort Myers. It's a funny little town that I'd never really heard of until about 2 years ago when we started researching it. But the location of the restaurant is awesome. You'll see some pictures soon on the website, but it's on the water. So it's going to be physically on the water. That's got not a 360-degree view, but a 270-degree view of the sunset. So it's going to be pretty awesome. We're banking on doing some serious sales out of that unit. We're actually looking to do double the amount of sales that we do downtown. And downtown is those that work downtown know that's a beast. After that, in July, is the tentative date to open in Champaign, Illinois, on the campus of the University of Illinois. Really excited about that one. That one's going to be great. And I just got back yesterday evening from Miami University in Oxford, Ohio, and I'm pretty sure that, knock on wood, that I found a location that we will be able to open there probably in maybe August, maybe even before that. I don't know how my people are going to kill me if I try to open 2 restaurants in the same month. But if I can put this one off, I might try to wait until August. But it's just it's one that's can be pretty quick and ready to go. So that means that with all those openings, that equals opportunity. I hope that you all again recognize that. Going back to your first question and how can you get into management, one of the things with management is if you're willing and able to travel, we've got all kinds of opportunities that are opening up. And all these new restaurants and all these new cities. I got an email from a server the other day that said, how do I transfer to Florida? And I said, if you're willing to move, we'll transfer you down to that restaurant. So if you're willing to pick up and go, we'll move you to any one of the restaurants. Even now, coming up to summertime, if you're working in one of the college towns and you live in Indianapolis, or vice versa, if you live in Indy and you're getting ready to go to summer school, either way, if you want to transfer to a store, all you have to do is let your general manager know, let our director of HR know, and we'll make sure that you get transferred to any restaurant you want. We never say no to a transfer. So,
speaking of staffing, can you tell us more about the referral bonus and how you can get that?
Yeah. So then, hopefully you've read that we've either in your brew news or again one of the ways that I try to communicate with you guys through one of those methods. Hopefully you've seen that we've increased it. I think we've quadrupled it for staff and for managers. We give our managers a bonus if they find another manager. I would say if you're a server, a kitchen employee, a host, a bartender, if you find a manager as well, same theory would apply for you. But I know for a referral, if you refer a friend, is it $200? I can't even remember the amount. I know it is quadrupled. I think it's $200 that you will get for a referral of a friend. So I think the only caveat is that once you refer them, you have to make sure that they mark down that your name when they get hired, and don't go to somebody at the front that's applying and just tell them to write down your name. It should be a true friend of yours. The whole purpose of this is because we believe that you're awesome. You got hired and you work here for a reason. So if you're awesome, most likely you don't hang around with a bunch of douchebags. You probably hang around with a bunch of more awesome, cool people. So if you hang around with awesome people, I want them to work for me too. So instead of us just putting an ad out and trying to find more awesome people, I'd rather you bring me your awesome friends. So the referral bonus is great. It's but again, they have to stay on board for, I think it's 90 days. And then once they hit 90 days, then you get that $200 cash. And that's $200 cash after tax. So it's not $170, it's $200 cash.
All right. I've heard about the Helping House Fund. How did this idea come about, and what exactly is it?
So, I mean, I hope that by now that you've worked in the company long enough that you realize that my purpose on earth is to try to help other people. I know looks like maybe my purpose is to sell burgers and fries and delicious beer and dill chips, but that's kind of a way to do the other thing. You know, that allows me to provide income for all of you and for my family and for all of my family here in this office. But the goal is to do good in the world. And that's why you have that vision card that I hope you have in your wallet right now. And the vision card tells you one of my most important pieces on that vision card is to do good in our world every 90 days. Donate your mind, body, and soul. So we always have an opportunity to do something every month. We put something together. Anytime you want to do something in Indianapolis, then every 30 days we have something available. Other than that, every 90 days your store puts something together locally. So if you live in Mishawaka and you don't want to drive 2 hours to Indy to donate your time, then talk to your general manager, because every 90 days they put something together. And that being said, you don't even need my help. If you want to just go out and do some good for somebody, if you want to donate your time or you already do something, then let it be known, or just do it, and you don't have to even let it be known. Just be proud of yourself that you're living the vision that I have for the company. So that being said, that's the culture of the company. That's what I believe in. I mean, that's what I wanted this thing to be about. So Helping House really came out because of that, and I thought, man, I'm not going to just help all these people out in the world and not help my own family, which you all are. I mean, the 1,000 to 1,200 people that work in this company, those are my brothers and sisters, and that's my blood, man. I spend more time in this company than I do at home with my own family. And so I want to take care of the people that take care of this. And so we have people that, you know, they've had homes burned down. They've had their things stolen out of their home. We've had people that have had kids go to the Riley's Children's Hospital. We've had some devastating things that happen to, you know, it's an ugly world. And so some of you guys get caught up in that. And so all you have to do to apply for that Helping House system is, I believe there's a spot is it on our website, Bruce?
Oh, we send out the link in our e-blast.
Okay, so I know the e-blast that just got sent out, I think it was this week, or
it was 15th.
The 15th of the month, should be in your email. If you didn't get it, we can resend it to you. But it had a Helping House ad, and then it had a link to how you apply. And really, it's just we need to know information about you, about the situation. We've got, you know, I can't thank all the employees enough, because you all help build the fund. A lot of you donate $1 a check or 50 cents a check, and that helps. When you have all these employees helping each other, then we want to do the same thing. So when people apply, they put down what their situation is. Now, clearly you don't want to say, like, I'm broke and I want to get hammered on spring break, so I need some extra cash, because that's probably not going to get you a helping handout. But if you have some life experiences, some situations in your world, let us know about it. Don't feel shy. It is anonymous. Not anonymous. It can be confidential. So we're not going to let everybody know what's going on in your world. But I want you to be taken care of. I don't want, no one should be sleeping in a car or not have clothes or not being able to pay their rent or put food on their table for their kids. Those are situations that's why this thing was established, because I feel like if my goal is to help everybody in the world, it should start with my family, and then it can go from there. And so that's kind of where it was born out of. And it really wasn't my idea. There was a girl here that worked here for a long time that kind of came up with a concept and came to me and said, "What do you think about this?" And I said, "It's brilliant. So let's do it." So it's for me, it's an awesome opportunity to help a lot of you, and I hope you all, if you ever need assistance, then just let us know.
Okay. There's a new gift card promotion coming up. Are there going to be bonus bucks or anything like that involved with it?
Yeah, so the new, you'll start hearing about this soon. We just told all your managers that this week at our general manager monthly meeting, the promotion starts the April 15th. We kick it off, so that's a Friday. So we kick it off with a Black Friday special. So that day only, you pay $75 and you get a $100 gift card. And it's online only?
Mm-hmm.
So it's online only. So, but they can still do the other incentive as well. The other incentive this year, and this thing goes from April 15th to June 20th, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Goes like right till after Father's Day. So you buy a $25 gift card, you get 5 free. You buy a $50 gift card and you get 15 free. And if you buy a $100 gift card, you get 35 free. So this is the biggest bonus buck amount we've ever done. And it's a new level. So you got the 25, the 50, and the 100. Great time to sell. You know, after April 15th, you got Mother's Day that's going to be coming up, Father's Day that's going to be coming up. Graduation is a good way to sell. So we'll have a similar employee program as well. So all the employees will get bonused on how much they sell. This year we have one called the High Roller. So we try to take, those of you that might have remembered what we called the Big Spender before, and we tried to take everything that was screwed up with it and make it better. And I feel like we've done a really good job with it, I think. So when people buy a $500 gift card, they'll get a gift card with $500 on it that you'll give them to take away. They can only do it, they only get one card, and then it's $500 on the card. They can't split it up into other amounts. Every month after that, they'll get, is it 20 bucks?
Mm-hmm.
Every month starting July 1st,
right.
You'll get 20 bucks added. They will get $20 added to that card. The beauty is that amount never goes away, and it keeps moving. If they don't spend it all, it just keeps rolling over to the next month. So in the past, we've said they have to spend 20, and if they don't spend it, they lose it. That's no longer there. So they're going to essentially get, $740, I think, free, $740 for buying a $500 gift card. So it'll be an awesome program. It'll be an easy way to, I mean, it's not an easy way to sell because you got to have somebody that's going to cough up $500. But for them, if it's a loyal customer that eats with us a lot, to get $240 free on this thing is a pretty big perk. So that'll be available through the entire contest. The bonus bucks, so the long-winded answer to your question is yes, there will be bonus bucks, and they will go from June 20th to August 1st, I believe. It's a pretty tight window, so you only get about a month and 10 days to use the bonus box, or the guest does. So again, we're going to have another big prize, I think like another big 50 or 60 inch television screen as the grand prize for the top seller in the company. And then each restaurant will have other prizes. And then of course you get the points from selling gift cards. And as a reminder, for those of you that don't know, we've got what we call an employee prize vault. There's a website that you can go to, right, Bruce? Isn't that all listed on a site? So if you ever want to see what's available, there's gift cards to restaurants, there's massage packages, there's tickets to baseball and basketball and football games, there's neon signs, there's alcohol, liquor bottles and wine bottles and things like that you can buy with your points. So all you have to do is go to that website, see what's there, and there's a process for just saying, all right, I want to turn in my points and I want to buy this. So again, you're going to earn you can save those points. You can save them up from the last gift card contest, and you can combine them with this gift card contest and turn them in. The only thing you can't do is if you leave the company, I won't say none of you are going to get fired. If you decide you want to go work somewhere else someday, or you graduate and you want to leave, your points go away. You can't give them to somebody else, and you can't use them when you're gone. So best thing to do is make sure you use them while you're here. And I know free food is one of the things you can turn the points in for. So if you want to get gift cards to eat at the restaurant or drink at the restaurant, then that's an option as well.
Okay, we got a couple fun questions, but I also want to remind people they can still get in on the chat and ask questions if they would like. The first one is, who did you pick in your bracket, and are they still in there?
Oh, man. So I picked Kansas and Michigan State as my final two. Obviously, Michigan State is not there anymore, but Kansas I picked to win it all. So I still have a little bit of breath in me. I do have Oklahoma in my final four, so I've got that team still alive. In my top right bracket, I hate to admit this, so I hope no one from Bloomington is watching the video. Actually, I hope you are watching, but I'm an IU fan, and I had IU beating North Carolina, but then my son told me that he had North Carolina going all the way and winning it all. So I wanted to show him some support, and I changed my bracket. So I apologize. I did put a bet down for $10 on IU to win the tournament when I was in Vegas last week. So that can pay me $400 if they win. So I'm hoping that really comes true. But those are my teams that I picked.
Okay, what's your favorite beer that we brew?
I mean, you should know this by now, but Golden Zoe is our IPA. I'm an IPA. I'm a hop head, so any IPA is always going to be my first choice. But Golden Zoe is, in my opinion, the best IPA that's out there in the world. I've got it on tap, in fact, at my house, and I'm not afraid to admit that I try to tell myself that I'm only going to have one. It's usually two, sometimes depending, like if it's tonight, like maybe 3 or 4 or 5. But I always have at least one every night, and it's, in my opinion, it's our best beer. I love the double is awesome. The flavor is awesome. It just gets me too shit-faced, so I can't drink it because I get too drunk, and then I'm hungover the next day, and then I can't do any work, and you see that's just a bad cycle. So I try to stick with the IPA.
Okay, our final question: if you had not gotten into the restaurant industry or become a restaurant owner, what do you think you would be doing right now?
Oh man, so I went to school for marketing and PR. Went to Ball State, graduated from Ball State with a degree in that, and my first job was in marketing in Texas. And when I applied in Texas, I also applied for a job in Chicago at a big advertising agency. And I really wanted that job, but they just didn't have anything available. I interviewed there; it was awesome. And the day that I moved into my apartment in Texas, I got a call from Chicago and said, "We've got an opening." And I was so pissed. I was pissed at the time, but I'm glad. I believe that everything happens for a reason in life, and I'm glad that I feel like if I would have gone to Chicago, I don't know if I'd be sitting here today doing this, because I feel like Chicago is such an awesome city that I would have been wrapped up into that, and I don't know if I would have ever come home. I don't know if I would have ever got into the restaurant business. So I think I'd be working in some type of marketing and advertising. I thought early on in my life that I wanted to be an actor and live in California, which probably would have just pushed me right into the restaurant business, because most actors are waiters. So I probably would have just been a waiter and never been an actor. But that's kind of the path that I would have gone if I wasn't doing this.
We had a last minute question. Are drinks on Scott if he wins that money on that bet?
For everyone how many people are watching right now?
There's 8 people.
All right, for all 8 that's watching right now, if I win that bet, drinks are on me for all of you.
All right, that's all the questions. If you want to say anything to wrap it up.
Yeah, thanks guys for tuning in. Tell all the rest of the employees that you got to watch it and that Scott's awesome and your company is great. And seriously, spread the word. We'll do this again next month. Try to encourage people to understand that they should get on and watch this, because it's a great way to ask questions. And even if they don't want to, if you can't attend, I mean, I knew that it was in the middle of the afternoon, so people are going to have class. Some people are working. Some people just have other lives that they couldn't do this. So we will, if they do want to have questions for me, then they should submit them, because then they can watch the video later if they're not watching it right now. So other than that, I would say thank you all for being on the team. I really appreciate each and every one of you. I couldn't do this without you. And have a great weekend, and happy early Easter to all of you.